welcome to my Scrappin space. I'm Joni Martin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator located in Southwest Wisconsin, and I'm here to share with you a really pretty card. Let's get my face out of the way. So the paper pack I'm using here is Floral Charm, but I'm going to tell you like I always do, use the paper you have, use your favorite, use something you have too much of and you want to use up. But I loved this print, and so I went with this for Floral Charm. And this paper card also includes, I don't know if you've noticed yet, but Stampin' Up has wonderful new 12 by 12 paper that's all two-tone. So it's great to get one piece of paper, kind of like our designer series paper. I have one piece of paper and I can pick which side to use. This is Blackberry Bliss, but it's two, think of like our blends where you have a light and a dark, and you can decide which one you want to use. So let me show you how I put this card together. All the numbers, you know, like how long everything is, how many pieces I cut, that's all on my Scrappin with Joni. You can find it there. We're going to begin with this piece and this piece. And the first thing we're going to do is rip it, because the other thing that's wonderful about this two-tone cardstock is that it's white in the center. So you really notice a rip when you do that. So it doesn't matter which end. And I want this one. I think I like this color. It fits more up there than this color, but you're making this along with me with one of your card kits. You do it however you want. I'm going to just start to rip, and I'm just ripping a little bit. Now I want to point out that when I'm ripping, and see how I'm kind of pulling it back, you don't see a lot of the white. If you want to see more of the white, you want to pull it towards you, but I'm pulling it back because I want to see more of this really pretty Blackberry Bliss. See, I'm just carefully ripping off a little bit, just like that. There we go, almost to the end. And now I'm going to attach this to this, and you decide how much you want to see. I'm going to, if you have grid paper, you can use that. My glass mat does the same thing. I'm going to line this up right at the quarter mark so I have it somewhat even. And I'm just going to grab some multi-purpose glue, because we know then I can move it around. Here's what I'm going to stop and check though. Yep, this is the bottom of the paper. I don't really want it at the top, though you could make it look like that. If you did that, it wouldn't be the end. You'd just have your design at the top. Just a little bit with a glue that works. This one has given us, it's also, we'll grab another one. On my work table are all the partial glues from class, so that, so sometimes I can open a couple and they're not gonna work for, oh, look at you, you're just what we needed. There we go. Okay. So I'm going, guys, this doesn't have to be perfect, it's a handmade card, but I'm gonna line this up on one row, and I'm gonna line this up, whoa, stay with me, on the other row. And actually, you know, if you were using grid paper, this might be easier because the glass is, as glass is, a little slippery. Let's see how we did. Oh, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, now I have linen thread here. I have a lot of linen thread because I'm going, you know, around the card. That takes more. And because I want to make sure people have enough, so the card kits include quite a bit. And I will tell you that linen thread, yes, 30 inches long. Now you could grab a glue dot, a little bit of tear and tape. We just want something for that linen thread to hold on to. This is not a great job for your multi-purpose glue. And I'm going to put it, because we're going to put it right above kind of where that, where the purple or Blackberry Bliss meets the print. It's right above the Blackberry Bliss. So I have a little pieces. And you know what else this is doing? This is keeping these two pieces together. Yep. Now when I turn this over, I can kind of tell from the back it's not even. That's what snips are for. We're just going to trim it before we wrap it around with twine, because then it will be too late. I'm going to take off my twine. Take off my twine. So sorry guys, take off the backing of my tear and tape. My brain was already the next step. Then this piece is going to go back here, but I want to start it so that I know I'm going to be on the print, and I am. Just right above that line. I'm not going to pull too tight because then my paper will kind of bow, and I don't want that. I want it to lay flat. So as I go, I'm almost giving it a little bit more room than it needs, because that's what we want. And on this last one, I can kind of lay it down, decide how close you want those rows of linen thread to go, like so. And then the last piece is going to wrap around the back. Just like that. Look at that. Okay, so our card front now is going on a mossy metal. You could glue this flat if you want. It's going to fit right across the top. But laying it flat here, yep. You can also use dimensionals. I chose to glue it flat, just to kind of help with the linen thread in that, but I'm just letting you know at home you could do it however you want. So we're going to, the first thing I'm going to do is go back with my tear and tape and just let that linen thread know who's boss. So it doesn't want to move on me. Because what I don't want is a piece of that coming loose. Okay. Like so. Come on there. And then I'm going to use the multi-purpose glue because it will help me line it up to get right in the corner. And I'm going to make sure right down here, like right above that linen thread, I'm a little more generous because I want it to lay flat. That's going to go right there. I'm lining it up because I have the multi-purpose glue. I can kind of move it wherever I want. Seriously, don't the print with those two colors look great? Thank you, Stampin' Up, for helping figure out colors for me. You know, even before, if Stampin' Up doesn't tell you the colors if you're just using, you know, print papers you have at home. I don't know about you, but sometimes I look at it and think, does that really look good? Am I tired? Do I just want the card to be done? But I don't have to think about that with Stampin' Up because they coordinate all the colors for me. So the print paper pack on the back will tell me this is what you want to use. And that's going to go right there. See how that all comes together then? So good. I am choosing a Get Well Soon card from all the sentiments in the ephemera pack. You can make it without, and you could make it without putting anything on there. Let me show you that because I think that's a cute card idea too. So you could grab something from the ephemera. You could look in your big stash of stamps at home and stamp a little narrow sentiment and put it on there. Or you could look at this oh so pretty card and say, I like it just like that, and decide later what you want it to be. But as I said, these are pieces of, this one also includes a lot of our in colors, and this is Timid Tiger, and I thought it really picked up that orange there. So, you know, this feels a little bit more like fall colors to me, and I think this would be a beautiful fall card, you know, just kind of a fall birthday or whatever's happening. It'd be a pretty fall anniversary card, wouldn't it? We have good friends who have a wedding anniversary in October. So I'm adding 3 because those of you who know me know I like embellishments in odd numbers in a roughly triangular shape, which just means this one's hanging out by itself down here and the other 2 are closer together. If you're working from one of my to-go kits, I have a little strip in there that we're going to put across the top just because that just ups your card game a little bit. It just adds so much more interest. These flowers are growing in a certain direction, so I'm making sure my flowers go up. Let me give you a little hint though. If you would have glued this the other way and the flowers are going that way, then you just put it in your card this way. Ask me how I know that. Yes, we all glue things going the wrong way sometimes. That's gonna go there. While I'm gluing, let's take care of this naked envelope. so boring, soon to be so amazing. We're putting glue just around the outside of the envelope flap. The top of the paper is going to go right at the fold. Push tight in there. Like that. Then we're going to trim that. And really, in very little time at all, you have a beautiful card. And because I didn't put a sentiment on mine, it can be whatever you want it to be. Let's put this on the inside. Multi-purpose glue would work. Tape runner goes pretty fast. I always like things finished fast, because then I can get on to my next card. There we go. Doesn't that look pretty? That just really finishes the inside, doesn't it? So, as I did with this card, you could make this card with no sentiment at all and kind of highlight the pretty embellishments, or you could stamp something at home and add it, or you could add one of the sentiments in the Greetings ephemera pack. There we go. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it more than you know. If you liked what you saw, please share it with your crafty friends. And until next time, take care and keep crafting. It's good for you.